Here we go. Let's get this started. Hello, and welcome to I Learned It From You. This is episode number 2. In this episode, we're going to talk about one of the best books about racism. Racism has been going on for years and years, and even as we're living in the year 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and beyond, there's still injustice and inequality seen in the black community. Privilege is a real thing that black people don't have, and unfortunately, it affects the entirety of their lives. They spend their entire lives being seen and treated with discrimination and hate, and this isn't fair to any of them. No matter how much goodness and kindness black people show, the world, for some reason, will always see them as something different. Have you ever wondered why this continues to happen? Why hasn't racism just disappeared? Did you know that there is a very powerful little book that is quickly becoming extremely popular? It's the best book to read that explains in simple words the truths behind racism. The name of the book is I Learned It From You by the author Kevin Douglas Wright. That's W-R-I-G-H-T. The world often sees racism as an issue of the past, while everything else keeps growing and evolving. However, racism didn't stop in the past. The one way that racism continues to spread and grow, it exists right now as you listen to this radio show. Did you know that there is a way that you can stop the spread of racism and keep it from growing? Nope, we don't need violence or force to make this change. All you need is one little book that explains the truth behind racism. And then we simply get this powerful little book into many hands as possible. Racism is something that's clearly on the rise, especially as black people don't have the same rights that white people do. For no real reason, a group of people forced others to see black people as less than human. Now, does that make any sense? What are they afraid of? There's actually nothing for them to fear. If you really want to see and understand exactly why there is absolutely nothing for anyone to fear, you should read one of the best books about racism. Once again, the name of the book is I Learned It From You. This book is a refreshing and enlightening take on every angle regarding racism. Why does racism exist? How does it end? Why is there a division between black people and the rest of the world? When did racism start? And why is it still ongoing? These are questions that will be answered for you fast and easy with simple and easy to understand words. Guess what? Here's the best part. This book is not 400 pages long. It's not 300 pages long. You know what? It's not even 200 pages long. In today's world, we need answers quickly. I mean, think about it. Do you have the time right now to read 300 pages with all of the crazy stuff going on right now in this world? We've got to worry about so many different things. There's the pandemic, the coronavirus, COVID-19, face masks, hand sanitizer. We've got to worry about what the president is doing. What's the governor doing? The mayor. We got to worry about the police. If we have families, we have to worry about our families. Our jobs. We might have to be looking for a job. We have to make sure we keep our job. If you have kids, we got to worry about the kids. Them going back to school. Are they not going back to school? Online school, in person in school, and so much more. And then on top of all of that, racism. Now, racism affects everyone. It's everyone's life, no matter what color you are. So, with all of these things that we have to worry about, this particular book is less than 50 pages. That's right, it's short and easy to read, but it's very, very, very powerful. Once again, the name of the book is I Learned It From You. This book makes you smart. instantly. It makes you intelligent. Why? Because it helps you see everything so easy. You see that racism was such a simple trick and almost everyone fell for it. Racism is not a political issue, but it's an issue that affects our lives, everyone's life. No matter what, nobody deserves to live with a lack of privilege in their lives. Racism is more than a mainstream issue, but it's what divides humanity as a whole. People perceive black people to be different than the rest of everyone else, when in reality, everyone is equal. They're just human, just like everyone else. As you read more and more inside the book, you'll be able to grasp the concept of why racism continues to be a problem even up until today. You'll quickly learn the history behind racism, the different perspectives on it, and how to be the change and turn racism around. This book is not like any other book in the world, but it is the call for action. You need to be aware of each angle that racism has, even ones nobody knows about. Racism is tricky. It can hide anywhere. It can change colors. But once you read this book, and once others begin to read this book, you'll be able to understand how to beat racism. And you'll be extremely enlightened about racism. You'll be all-knowing and powerful. This book will help you remember things you already knew about racism and discover the things you didn't know about racism. Racism isn't as concrete and straightforward as you may think. And you need a source. You need that source to know every angle about racism. I Learned It From You is one of your best sources. This book clearly depicts the main roots and causes of racism, both in the modern world, today, and in the past. To be the change in this world, you must be knowledgeable about all of the facts. And it starts by reading this book. It's eye-opening. It's eye-popping. It's life-changing. This book can change the world, but it needs your help to do it. Get the book. Read the book. You can get the book from your favorite bookstore, or you can order it from Amazon.com. Search for it by name. I Learned It From You by Kevin Douglas Wright. That's W-R-I-G-H-T. And with that, you've reached the end of episode number 2. Please remember to subscribe to this podcast. I Learned It From You. Don't forget to rate this episode and post your comments. Don't forget to send this episode to your friends and family so they have the opportunity to make this world a better place. By the way, episode number 3 will be out soon, so please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. You got to hear this one. It really works well together with this episode. In other words, episode 2 and episode number 3 are extremely powerful together. As always, thanks for taking this journey with me. I hope this podcast and the I Learned It From You book helps society move closer to making this world a better place for everyone, no matter who you are and no matter where you are. Until next time, this is Kevin Douglas Wright.